back to another TCB Team Talk Thursday. I'm your host, Aaron Buzitel, along with my co-host,
Joe Buzitel. How are you, Aaron?
How you doing, Joe?
Good, good.
Good. So today we're going to be talking about how to prepare a listing presentation for when you go ultimately for that listing. What do you need, Joe? What do you need in the listing presentation to really knock it out of the park?
Okay. Well, what's important is to be prepared before you go, right?
Right.
Because what happens a lot of times, agents don't get prepared. They just basically go. So, most important thing, you've got to take with you what are called comparable sales, which we call comps.
Where can you find those?
Those usually, there are different programs. You can get it on GeoData. You can also get it a program called ComSync, which I've been using since '95, since I started.
Wow.
So what's important is you've got to be prepared, right? And there are certain questions that you ask over the phone when you're actually setting up the appointment. You know, most important is you want to ask, the most important question you want to ask is, who's on title? Is it husband and wife? Is it just the husband? Because if you go there and it's a husband and wife, husband's not home, guess what? You got to have a listing.
Right.
Okay? So, and at that time, sometimes you'll even lose it. So what you want to do, ask that question in the very beginning. Who's on title? Who owns this home? So you want to make sure both parties are there.
Right.
It might be 4 or 5 people on there.
Can
right?
you find that on the comps, on
You can.
data
Will,
and like
yes.
ComSync? You can find that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It will tell you. So it's important to know that, right? That's the one thing I always do. So get prepared, and you want to do comparable sales within the last 3 months. It's going to get tougher now. Okay?
Right.
With all these things happening, it's going to get much tougher. So what you want to do, you want to make sure you have comparable sales of the last 3 months. We were going back 6 months before.
Right.
But I think right now, because of what's going on, and banks are going to be holding off more as far as giving out mortgages because of this thing going on right now. And not a lot of people are buying right now. There are some people buying, but not as many as we had before.
You think they're going to be more stingent with the comps? They're
Absolutely.
Gonna do 3 months instead of 6 months.
Absolutely. And like I said, a lot of buyers are also going to be disqualified from buying. Because as we know, we spoke about it last week, Chase already changed their applications, what they need to have in order to apply, right? You need to have 20% down, and you've got to have a 700 credit score. I think that's going to happen all around the board. It's going to happen with every single bank. Why? Because the banks don't want to take a risk that later on you're not going to be able to take care of your mortgage, and you're going to go into foreclosure.
Right.
So that's going to happen more and more. So I think what's important, when you're ready for a presentation to go, you've got to have tools with you. Like any workman, right? And like a carpenter. He's got to have his hammer with him, right? And his nails. Otherwise, you can't build a home.
Right.
Well, we have tools too. So make sure you've got comps. Then you're going to go there. And most importantly, most agents don't know what a listing presentation is.
Right. When you ask them, you know, some people I've heard when you ask them, they're like, I've heard you go, oh, what do you take with you when you
Right.
go for a listing presentation? What do they say usually?
Usually they say, oh, we just talk. Well, talking, you're not going to prove to the person that you can do the job. So it's
Right.
important. You've got to have a listing presentation with you. If you don't have that, most of the time, you're not going to be successful in taking the listing. Because what do most homeowners want? What do they want from an agent?
Most homeowners, I mean, they want to see that they can do the job, that they're qualified and they've done it before. That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
You know?
They want to make sure, number one, you have some experience. Okay? And if you're a new agent and don't have experience, take someone with you that's experienced. Right? A lot of agents get greedy and they're like, well, I'm going to go, and then they lose it. They wind up with zero. So what's better, taking 50% of something or 0 of something?
Yeah, or even then, you could always work out something with the realtor anyway.
Right.
So, you know, however they want to work it. But, I mean, seriously, 50% is better than 0.
Exactly.
So, you know, don't get greedy. Go out there, and if you don't know what you're doing, say that to the realtor. Be like, listen, hey, I got a listing appointment. Can you come with me? Somebody that's experienced.
Absolutely. And I've done it many times.
I've done it too. My first year,
Right.
I've done it.
And I've gone out with many agents, and sometimes what I do, if I go with an agent out a few times, let's say on the 3rd time, I'm going to tell the agent, now you're going to do it now. You're going to do the presentation. But I got them prepared because I was training them and showing them what they need to do.
Right.
So it's really important that you really know what you're doing when you go out there. And if you don't, get somebody's help.
Right,
Okay?
exactly. And
Get somebody's help.
You've been a teacher for so many years. That's how you know, like,
Absolutely.
everybody's prepared. Because you go out there and you do step by step. You take the time
Exactly.
to show them.
So what's important, you have to have a presentation with you. And I'm going to go over just the idea of what you need to do when you go there, right? First of all, never be late. And most of you agents are late. I can tell you. And you have to have a routine. Like my routine when I was going for a listing presentation, some people laugh at me about this. I would sit in my car half an hour early and I would listen to Frank Sinatra play any music. New York, whatever it is.
Right.
It's just a superstition with me. So, and when I did that, I usually got the listing, right? And in the meantime, what am I doing when I'm sitting in my car and listening to this music? I'm preparing of questions they might come up with. So I'm already going over it in my head. What am I going to talk about? What is it? Some questions that might come up. So I'm ready. I mean, when I go in there, it's like all the guns are up. I'm blazing, I'm shooting, right?
Right.
I'm ready to go. So what do you need? Basically when I go in there, I shake their hand and then I ask them to show me the home. Very important, right? So once they show me the home, we sit, and you want to pick an area where you can sit down and talk to them. Never ever pick the living room. You want to be at a table where you can have both party in front of you and look at them. And this way, when you're doing your presentation, you can look right in their eye. One of the things that's very important, you've got to look at them right in the eye. Why? Because if you don't and you're actually lowering your eye all the time,
You're shaky, yeah.
they think you're lying.
Right.
Okay? So look at them. You're talking to them. Look at your computer. You've got your presentation here. You can actually turn it around and show it to them.
Right.
But it's really important to do that. Then you're going to discuss the current situation. What's going on in the market?
Right,
How many
right.
homes are on the market?
Right. If I could just piggyback
Sure.
off what you said about eye contact, even for people that are, I understand sometimes people don't like eye contact. I've seen some people that they have a hard time locking eyes with you, but at least try it and make sure when you're speaking about yourself, that's when you lock eyes. You don't have to,
Absolutely.
be 100% lock in eyes.
right.
Like say, I'm very motivated. Like
Right,
just
right.
make sure that you have that presence on there. I understand that some people don't like eye contact, but
Right.
that's the best way to do it because yes, it does show honesty and sincerity. When you do that, a lot more people are able to trust you. Some people think that we
100%.
come in and we're just lying about this stuff.
Yeah.
But the proof is in the numbers too.
Yeah, exactly.
Back up your statements with facts.
With facts. Very important with facts. Tell them a little bit about Keller Williams and yourself. Okay, discuss the current situation. What's happening on the market right now? How many homes are on the market right now? Explain the process and the forms. Go over the listing presentation, right? You're going to go
Right.
over the listing contract that you have.
Make sure you know it. That's another thing. Make
100%.
sure you know it.
Determine the listing price, and that's the most important thing, and then come to a mutual decision. Now, do I take every listing that I go after? We don't,
No.
right? We just basically want to make sure we're going to take something that we can sell. And some of the factors are, why wouldn't I take a listing? Because it's overpriced. And the seller doesn't want to negotiate at all, and just says,
Right.
I want $2 million, and I will not sell this home unless I want $2 million. Our answer usually is, hire someone else. I'll even tell them, hire someone else for the next 3 months, because what I'm actually doing, by doing that, I'm allowing this seller to start getting an idea what's going on in the market and what's happening. He's noticing nobody's coming to his home.
Right.
And I usually tell them, don't list for more than 3 months. And if somebody can do the sale in 3 months, right? That means they're basically not qualified to sell your home. Okay? Have I taken listings longer than 3 months? Yes, I have. Mm-hmm. But sometimes to prove to the seller that you can do the job, you take it for a shorter time, right? And they feel more comfortable then, because what happens? They're like, okay, this guy's not going to tie me up for the next 6 months, which most agents try to do. And I tell them, if I did my job and for some reason you're not taking the offer, then you need to give me more time if it doesn't sell within that time.
Right.
And with the market changing, you're going to need more time, most likely, right?
Exactly.
But it's not so many, like I said, it's going to be a smaller pool of buyers out there.
Right.
So it's very important. So those are some of the things that I talk about. And again, coming to a mutual decision, want to make sure that both of us are on the same team, okay? Mm-hmm. And then I talk a little bit about myself and what I've done over the years, okay? And then I talk about the company. If whatever company you're with, I'm with Keller Williams, what are the things that the company has? What are they offering? Why are we number one, or whatever the reason is? And most people, I really like talking about we're number one. Everybody says that.
Yeah, of course. That's such a common copy paste thing. Everybody says that all the time.
Exactly. And explain to them why we're on the MLS, how many locations we have, in-house marketing that we have, the best trained agent, if it really is. And as far as Keller Williams, we have the best trained agents. Why?
Right.
Because we make sure education is number one with Keller Williams.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at our calendars. There's training every day.
Every single day.
And the beauty about it is like the people that we do work with, our coworkers that create the calendar, they actually put color coding, which shows which classes are necessities to take when you're new.
Exactly.
Then when you're intermediate, when you've had a couple of years. Then when you're when you're a top producing agent or an agent that's been in the business a long time, they want a refresher. That's the
Exactly.
beauty about it. We are the best trained agents out there.
Yeah, so we have the most training as far as KW, right? So it's important. And this is things I go over as I'm talking to the seller and doing a presentation. Basically, I also show them that we have a showcase that once somebody logs in, well, actually it shoots out to us, let us know that, hey, this buyer is inquiring about your home. Important, right? We even have an app on our phone that we can send to our clients, right?
Right.
Or customers, either one. Just basically, so this way they can actually look at homes themselves. In the meantime, what are they getting? Information from you, okay?
Right.
Not a lot of companies have that. They don't have that. So it's really important to be at a place that really, the one thing about Keller Williams, they don't make a big deal that they're Keller Williams. They want you to stand out, right? So
Right.
it's really
Tell
important.
your story.
Tell your story.
Here's the other thing too with that app. What it can also do for you is, say you give the app to your seller, he starts seeing the prices. Let's say he wants to list his house for $900,000. Now he's looking at his neighborhood for the houses that are on sale, and these houses are in the 7s and the 8s.
Exactly.
They start to realize, oh well, maybe I am overpriced.
Right, exactly.
That's if somebody, if it's a manageable, if it's a reasonable overpricing where it's not overpriced by too much, but you can get down because they're willing to work with you, then that's a different story. Then you can take it.
And
the
that's
only
important.
time.
That's important. What you just said is that
Communication.
they're willing to work with you, right?
Right, communication is key.
Exactly. So what happens is, let's say the guy wants to list at 9, and then what we usually do is say, okay, we'll list it at that price, but if it doesn't sell within the next 2 weeks, or we're not getting any offers, we need to lower it, okay, till we get to my price, right? I usually give that about a month, right? So that's very important. Again, communication is very important, and being honest and telling them, hey, you want to try it at that price. I don't think you're going to get that price.
Right.
Okay? We can try to get you that price, but that might not happen. This is what comps are doing. And what's great, what you just said, is with that app, they're actually looking themselves. So it's not coming from us. It's
Right.
facts, things that sold in the area. And by the way, don't always believe when your neighbor says, I sold it for $2 million, when
Right.
they actually sold it for $800,000. Okay?
Exactly. And not only that, but it's also, I've seen a lot now with before all this happened, seem like a lot of sellers too, they're not demanding the price, but they're like,
Right.
can we try it?
Can we try it?
They
Exactly.
know that they can't get it, but they
Right.
want to try to shoot for it.
Exactly.
Maybe they get lucky.
Right,
Which
exactly.
I've seen.
Exactly. So that's important. Next thing, we also do internet, where most of our stuff is on the internet.
We're all
As soon-
tech based.
Yeah, as soon as it's on MLS, it shoots out to 400 different websites. So we got a lot of things that we offer, right? We're also on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, or everywhere you can find us. Whatever you need, we're there, right? Important. Again, this is all in your presentation, okay? Then we
Right.
talk about CMA. What is a CMA, okay? Your home also will be featured on Keller Williams. We're also going to put your home on different magazines that we put it in, right? We're going to give you rapid feedback, exactly what buyers are saying to you. And one thing we don't do, we don't lie about that, right? Buyer says, look, I don't like the house. It's too small. It's too big. Whatever it is, we're going to give the seller the feedback.
Of
okay?
course.
Again, multiple listing is important. Most agents out there, and most companies out there, not like us, they don't want to put it on MLS.
No.
Because why? They don't want to share, right? Commission. Okay? We're going to give you a weekly traffic report of what's going on. So we're going to get traffic report we're going to give to people, telling them exactly how many people have looked at your home online.
Right.
We're not getting anyone looking at your home. What does usually mean? That it's overpriced. Okay? We're going to also help you to stage your home. What does that mean? We're actually going to fix your home. We're going to move things around to make your home look bigger.
Right.
Okay?
And here's another thing that, you can offer. Not saying it's a necessity, but it does show that you care and that, how well you do these listing presentations. We offer, at no expense to the seller, professional pictures being taken.
100%.
With a YouTube video showcasing those pictures.
Absolutely.
It comes with the deal.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it just shows like a lot of sellers have said, wow, you do that? Like, do I have to pay? I was like, no, completely. It's on us.
Right.
We do it, no expense to you.
Exactly.
So there's
We're also
that.
going to address your home, right? So a lot of times when I was working as a solo agent, when you were a little tot, right? I used to bring my wife and she would look at the home and say, okay, you need curtains up, you need this up. We do that too. So we make sure that your home is going to show the best when we're ready to put it on the market. And this is what most agents need to do. And we also have what's called a customized marketing plan for you. So it's unique to every single home. It's not the same for every home, right?
Right.
Because it can be, because homes are different. You've got some that are ranches, you've got some that are colonials, you've got all type of homes out there. So that's really important too, okay? Again, one of the most important thing is pricing it correctly. So we'll go over the CMA. We're going to talk about the CMA. Recently sold homes and homes that are on the market and homes that are expired, right? And one of the most important things is getting it sold within the first 3 months, believe it or not, right? The longer it sits on the market, the longer people think, well, what's wrong with this house? How come it's not selling?
Right,
So we want to get it sold, not because we want to sell it quickly. A lot of times what happens, and this is what drives me crazy, sometimes we'll get a house and we sell it in a day or two. And the seller turns around and says, whoa, it's too quick. Like, I want to wait a little bit. Wait for what?
Wait for what?
Exactly. You got the price, right? And then sometimes you'll hear, well, you didn't do anything. Yes, we did. You know what? We were doing all the work behind the scenes where we were calling our buyers and talking to people. So there's a lot involved in it, right?
Yeah. And you got to remember, too, the longer it sits on the market, guess what happens? The least amount of money you're going to start getting, lowball offers are going to come in after that. You know?
Absolutely. So the other thing we talk about is one of the things about Keller Williams. I have a slide on my computer here that we call "We Are the World." Why? Because there's no language that we can't handle. We have every nationality in our office. So if an agent says, I have a Chinese seller, but I don't speak Chinese, there are Chinese people in our office that can help us, right?
Yeah.
I don't speak Spanish. If somebody that's Spanish, I'm going to get an agent to go with me that's Spanish, right?
Exactly.
So it's very important. Again, I have no problem sharing like we do. We don't have no problem sharing.
Not at all.
So we want to make sure that we can handle everyone. And that's so important with a seller, right? Oh, well, Joe, this is the area, there's a lot of people that are Spanish, but you don't speak Spanish. Why am I going to hire you? Well, I've got a team behind me. We've got hundreds of agents in our office that speak Spanish.
Right.
Don't worry about it. We can handle everybody. So that's important. Again, all this is in your presentation, right? And again, what's our goal when we have this listing? Like the seller's goal, to get it sold.
We want it sold, yeah.
Right? So it's really important that you have a presentation. Now, we're going to make an offer to all of you out there that, Aaron, I want you to talk about it a little bit. What we're going to do.
So basically, anybody that's watching this on YouTube, if you subscribe, like the video, and comment down below that you'd like this listing presentation for all my realtors out there, we will send it to you. If you're watching this on Facebook, you like the video and you comment, we'll send you our listing presentation as well. We'll also add in there a little bit of information about what we do since we're a team.
Right.
We have a couple other slides that we can add in there that I'll basically talk about that you can create on your own, because I don't know what your team looks like, but we can add it in there. I'll add some information as well.
And if you're a seller, take a look at it also. We can send you a copy too, so you see what we do, right?
Exactly.
Which is important. So this is twofold. You know, for the agents, we're trying to teach you, you have to have a presentation in order to do this.
That's key.
And for a seller, you can get information about us, and if you need more, we also have other things that we can send you.
So relating to your market.
Exactly. So inquire about it. We can even give you an idea what the prices are looking like right now, right?
Exactly.
So it's really important to do that. We want to hear from everybody, whatever it is that you want. Like I said, we're doing this every Thursday. We're not looking to stop. We're looking to talk about different things.
Whatever
next
you guys
week,
like to hear.
I think next week we're going to talk about a little bit about for sale by owners.
Perfect.
So we're going to have that coming up next week. Don't miss it. Stay in touch with us. Comment, please.
Please.
If you like it, comment. Even if you don't like it, comment. If you want something changed, if you want to talk about anything, let us know.
Email us also, tcbteamkw@gmail.com. Email us. That's the best way to get to us as well. We answer emails within the first about, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes.
Right, exactly.
We answer emails.
But again, do what you need to do. Get information to us, whatever it is. If you like our videos also, let us know.
Yeah.
But like Aaron said, we have a YouTube channel. Get on there, subscribe to it, because it will also notify you when we put videos up.
I'll be putting it up on Facebook that you can follow. When you click the link, it'll take us to your YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Okay? Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye-bye now.